Last time the hot movie was Drive, so this time around I thought I'd talk about 5 of my favorite movie chase scenes. Chase scenes have been a staple of the cinema since the very beginning, going as far back as Mack Sennett's Keystone Cops. And those slapstick cops, in their old-fashioned police cars probably reach speeds of up to 30 or 40 miles an hour. Even before that, audiences in Europe and America were thrilled and in some cases reportedly horrified by a short film in 1895 called A Train Pulling into a Station by the French pioneer filmmaking brothers Louis and Auguste Lumière. Here are my 5 films. First up, of course, 1968, Bullitt. A film directed by the British filmmaker Peter Yates featuring the great Steve McQueen as San Francisco Police Lieutenant Frank Bullitt. This chase scene, folks, is 10 minutes long. These cars go up and down and up and down and up. And the film features the work of famous, legendary really, stunt drivers Bud Ekins, Bill Hickman, and Carrie Lofton, although race car enthusiast McQueen did much of his own driving. And he's behind the wheel of a Mustang 390 GT, and that's Bill Hickman you see playing one of the killers behind the wheel of the Dodge Charger RT. This is one great and landmark movie chase scene. 3 years later, Hickman and Lofton were once again the stunt drivers, but this time on a film called The French Connection. Directed by William Friedkin, this movie features the great Gene Hackman in a trademark role, really, as brutal New York City police detective Jimmy Popeye Doyle. And in the famous chase sequence in this film, folks, shot in a real location in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, his detective is chasing an elevated train. So this is a car chasing a train. On a street where there is plenty of, New York City traffic and pedestrians. This is one hair-raising chase sequence, folks. In 1973, a film came out called The 7 Ups. Well, Roy Scheider in this film plays a New York City police detective on the trail of a psychopathic police killer. Once again, you're going to see the famous Bill Hickman behind the wheel of the car that he is chasing. And this 10-minute chase sequence in and around New York City, man, this is nuts. Number 4, Ronin. This 1998 Euro thriller from the great American director John Frankenheimer, who also made Manchurian Candidate, Grand Prix, and French Connection 2, hello, a classic movie chase sequence. It's kind of eerie, folks, because this film came out just shortly after the death of Princess Diana, and its chase sequence is set in the same locations as the chase sequence that ended in her death. The tunnels and the streets along the Seine in Paris. And finally, and most recently, the Bourne Identity. There are several great chase scenes in these Bourne films. This was the first, and this was fabulous. And once again, on the mean streets and often cobbled and very narrow streets of Paris, Matt Damon's Jason Bourne gets behind the wheel of a beat-up Austin Mini Cooper. This is a vintage one, folks, a real one, not like one of those new ones by BMW. I mean, in essence, he takes this car and in a couple of scenes, he spins it like a top, and then he throws it down a flight of stairs. And, the whole thing is sort of a tribute to the famous French race car driver and stunt car driver Remy Julien. You can see most of these chase scenes in their entirety on YouTube. So take a look and watch the film. If you like, famous movie chase scenes, all I can say is, drivers, start your engines.